Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 1st. We're going to jump right in here. You have this luck card. It says anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. If you believe that you are lucky, you'll create an abundance mindset. You have this Phoenix card. It says they couldn't stop you. You're coming back stronger. So let's see where this is going. Yeah, you have the Empress here. So definitely, and the Nine of Pentacles. Could be working on a lot of abundance, or you could be working on creating more abundance in your life. I feel like there's a little bit of a release for you this week as well. So, if you've been feeling stuck or things just aren't moving forward, then I feel that there could be a lot more forward movement for you in your life, especially in regards to like career, finances, whatever you want to, whatever you're working towards here. You have the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Hangman. The Hangman energy is really saying to me that you've been kind of like waiting for something, or you've been hoping to receive something for a long time. The Hangman has sacrificed use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment, or so that he can gain like a new understanding of his life. It's kind of weird. I get this energy of almost like reinvention in this reading, where you could be kind of like going back to the drawing board on something. That's like what I see in my head. The Magician is the card of reinvention, right? And so you don't have the Magician here, obviously, but like intuitively, I see that some of you could be kind of going back to the drawing board in either simplifying something or making it easier. And I do feel like this is in regards to your finances. And so, if you have a business, you could be kind of relaunching it, redoing some things, making it cleaner, or making it more straightforward and streamlined. I get this like weird kind of energy of being more streamlined, just like being very like focused and not all over the place, and kind of much more focused, right? And that's what I feel here. I'll give you a good example. I had to find someone to mow my lawn, right? When I moved into my new place here. And, it's like one place, they had like all these things. I was talking to the guy on the phone. He's like, well, we could do this, that, blah, 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 like all this stuff, right? And it just, my crazy Pisces brain just went like all over the place, and it was just confusing. The other guy was just like, we have two things. I come out, I do this or that. And it was like, I was like, oh, perfect, done. It's like, it was very just like streamlined, not all over the place. And, he set the expectation up front of like exactly what was going to get done. And it was just like done, right? And it's like, if you have a business, I feel like you could be doing that. Like you could be making things just more focused and simple and easy for people like me who just don't like, I don't care about like what you use on my lawn and all that other stuff. Just make it look good, right? And I feel like you could be doing that with this this emperor type energy, empress type energy. So I don't know, that's what I get here. Same thing in work or business as well. It's like maybe you have a job right now where you don't really have a job description, but it's like maybe there's a new job that you could go get where the boss is just like, okay, you do X, Y, Z, and that's it, right? And it could like free up brain space. It could make your life more simple or easier, and that's kind of the energy I get there with the Empress. You have the Nine of Pentacles, very independent energy at this time. So I feel like you're more focused on yourself in a good way. It's like you're taking care of yourself more, or you will be through the month of July is kind of what I get here. And I also, she has this falcon on her hand here, and it represents the fact that she's training her focus. So like I said, there's this big energy of focus in your reading, you being more streamlined, more focused. Again, you don't have to have a job or anything to do this. You could just be making your life more simple by, not overcomplicating things, or, keeping things to, just a couple of steps or whatever you want to call it. And again, I do feel this will kind of like increase your abundance. If you do want love, I do feel like you're very attractive at this time here, Cancer. What did I call you at the beginning of this reading? I feel like I said Aquarius for some weird reason, but whatever. Hopefully I didn't call you Aquarius at the beginning of the reading. But again, I feel like you, Cancer, are much more focused, much more, and also very attractive at this time. Like we have the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. So these are cards of really standing out. Even the sun can say that you're standing out. The other thing that I love about the reading is that you go from the moon to the sun. That's exactly the direction we want things to go, is from the moon to the sun, not the other way around. So it seems to me like you're stepping into more clarity. Even the Hangman says that you are more clear. The Hangman has been on pause. I feel that maybe you have been on pause in your life, kind of like focusing on, things that you're doing or where you're going. And now you have answers. You've gained enlightenment. So this will allow you to move more towards success or towards growth or whatever it is you want. So let's see here. You have the star popping out there. I don't take pop outs. I have butterfingers. So pop outs are not pop outs. It's just the fact that my hands don't work. So that's what that is. But let's see. With the Empress, you have the Empress. So always, every single reading I do for you, repeating cards. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. You're glowing, very attractive, all this other stuff. There you go. This is why I don't take pop-outs. If a card's meant to come out, it's going to come out. So with the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Star. This is definitely a lot of attention for you. So for those of you that want love, you clearly need to get out and get attention. Go try to meet a person, go out in public where people can see you with their eyes, their eyeballs, right? Sun and the Star is like fame and fortune. It doesn't necessarily say you're going to get famous, but it's really good if you're trying to stand out in work or business or love. Like I said, if you want attention, these are two really good cards for that. It really looks to me like you're getting something you wish for or you're standing out. This card here says they couldn't stop you, you're coming back stronger. And the Star would definitely kind of be a card of just the light shining on you for overcoming something, being the star in the sense that you are inspirational to other people. So really good. With the Hangman, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands represents being conflicted. That's not the only thing. Can represent conflict or competition and other stuff as well. I feel with the Hangman, it's saying that you are conflicted on a decision that you're trying to make. We go like this. We go up to the Three of Wands to the Chariot. So I feel like some of you Cancers are trying to make a decision in your life about a direction to go in your life. And it's like you're conflicted on whether or not to move towards something. For some of you, you could be conflicted on whether or not to open up to a person. And I feel like the answer is very clear. This is saying, yes, you should open up to a person here if you're looking for love. This could also just be you being conflicted about moving away from something that is established in your life. The Chariot is your card. And behind him, Cancer, he has that city. And I always say, the Chariot is a good card. It's about victory, momentum, all this other stuff. It says where there's a will, there's a way. But really, the Chariot represents setting yourself apart. That's like the true meaning of the Chariot. And, again, sometimes when we do that, when we set ourselves apart or we move in new directions, we have to leave things behind to do that. Next, we're going to do what's coming in for you. And you have this Antelope Spirit. It says life is speeding up, Chariot. You have this Lion Spirit. It says be generous of spirit. I would change the lion to kind of say be focused. Lions hunt antelope. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is really saying it's time for you to be focused on going after what you want. And, I think this will lead to a very good energy. The Lions and, even Leo, the next sign over from you, they are known for having very open hearts, right? When we're talking about a high vibration version here of Leo. So I kind of feel like this energy is encouraging you to, in the whole entire row. You have the Two of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. I feel like it's saying it's time to open up maybe to the world because this guy here, he has the whole world in his hands. So it might be time for you to open up to the world. It could also be time for you to open up to a person. What I really feel with that Ten of Cups and also the Sun at the end is that it's time to open up to happiness. It's time to open up to you choosing to be happy or you choosing to do the things that bring more happiness and joy into your life. And I think that's probably the most spiritual thing that you could do right now. I definitely feel you're moving towards something new. He has this wand behind him that stands on its own, and he's reaching forward and he's grabbing onto this new wand, and it just says that he's working on something else. He's kind of taking the lead, or he needs to take the lead and start working on that that next project, or he needs to get working on streamlining something in his life. And if you do that, I feel it'll lead to a lot of expansion and growth. You have the Three of Wands here. I actually feel pretty good about the Three of Wands for you. Sometimes with the Three of Wands, I feel that it's saying what are you waiting for? It's there's something you want to do, clearly, Chariot. There's something that you want to really take control of. In the Three of Wands, he's just looking at those boats, but those boats represent an opportunity to go on an adventure. But again, I kind of feel like you're wishing for something that you're going to get. Or it's I don't know how to say this, Cancer, if I'm being honest with you, but I feel that it's there's something you're looking at and you could already have it, is what I feel like saying. So I feel that it's time for you to like get moving towards something that you just could have. It's already yours, is what I feel like saying. Yeah, I feel like that's what the whole reading is saying, is like something already belongs to you. Something is already yours. It could be something you're dreaming about, something that could be love, could be an accomplishment, something you're trying to have. And this is just saying that all you have to do is move towards it, is to, take the first step, take the leap of faith, or whatever you want to call it. You have the Queen of Wands. Again, Queen of Wands is my card of learning as you go. And so, it's another clue in this row that you are kind of stepping into the unknown with that Chariot. You're moving in a new direction. She has this sunflower here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. It points towards her happiness, and it doesn't matter which way we go. If we go this way, it goes to happiness. If we go this way, it goes to happiness and joy. So I feel it's time for you to go on this journey of bringing more joy and happiness into your life and kind of fulfilling yourself. I also feel that it's time for you to do things that you've never done before. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Chariot, Queen of Wands. All these cards really represent kind of stepping into the unknown and going on an adventure. And so it seems to me like you are having to do something where you are going to have to learn as you go. So this could represent, like getting a job that's harder, that you don't really, maybe you're not exactly qualified for it. But the Queen of Wands says you will figure it out. This could be dating a person that's like different than your usual type. So it's like you're learning a new type of person, and by doing that could lead to marriage apparently, because you have the 4 of Wands right here. With the 2 of Wands, you have the 6 of Cups. Yeah, another card of happiness, joy, childlike energy. Really good card for Cancer, because this is kind of like that childlike, heart-based, Cancer-ish energy. So I feel like there is a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you. With the 3 of Wands, you have the Temperance card here. It's like you're wondering if something will mix well together, is what I feel. So if, like, let's say you have your eye on a person, or let's say you're dating a person, I feel like you're kind of wondering how the two of you will mix. And really, there really is no answer for you, because you can only figure that out over time, right? You can only really get a good answer on that if you put the time in to figure it out. So I feel like that's what's going on here, is like you're kind of just putting the time in to figure out whether or not you will mix well together with a person or not. Same thing with like work or business, or like streamlining your business. Sometimes I think people are like afraid to make things more simple, because we have a complexity bias as humans, right? We as humans, we think that being complex is kind of like the only way we can be successful or do things. And I feel this is saying, well, really, 2 things are probably better than having 1,000 things going on at once. You'll be much more focused, and just be better for you overall. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Death card here. So there's clearly a change that you're undergoing. We have the Chariot here as well. You also have this Purification card I can see over here. So I feel that you could be kind of going through this cleansing at this time, which is great. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, I didn't even see this. You can't make this up. It says Healing Chaos. You have this Purification card as well. So like I said at the beginning of the reading, it seems to me like you're going from kind of like this complex, chaotic energy to something that's much more focused. The Purification card has a gigantic sunflower on it. And again, the sunflowers point towards the sun in the tarot. Yes, I understand that this is not a tarot card, but it's kind of interesting that you have this symbolism here. So I feel like moving towards happiness, joy, all those things is going to make you feel better, and it's going to purify your energy. With the Death card can definitely represent a certain type of purification through releasing like establishment. And normally on the Death card, this one is from the White Sage Tarot. It just looks like the light at the end of the tunnel there. Normally the king is dead on the Death card underneath the Death Rider, and it represents the death of establishment. And then what I would say is that you have the Chariot as your first card. He is leaving behind establishment, the city. The city is already established. He really doesn't know where he's going. These 2 sphinxes here represent the mysteries of the universe, and so he is allowing the universe to guide him on his journey. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could just be being guided towards like on this new journey towards something new, and that's what you're working towards, plain and simple. So there you go. I thought I was going to say something more, but I guess not. This is also your card, and you are showing up in a very strong position here. Whenever you show up as yourself, it really puts you in this position of power and strength. You have the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, of course, can represent marriage. And I do feel, again, if you have your eye on a person this way, going to the 10 of Cups, this would be happy home, happy family. So you could really be attracting, kind of like a very solid connection, one that leads to family or whatever you want. The Four of Wands is also the card of freedom, and we have like 1, 2, 3 cards of completion or bringing something to an end showing up here. The Four of Wands comes up sometimes when we are completing a project or we're bringing something to an end. So it's like you are crossing a finish line with the Four of Wands and you're having a victory with the Chariot. You have the Moon. It's like I kind of feel like this is something that you thought would never end. If you've been working on a project for a really long time, it's like maybe you never thought that it would turn into what it's turned into. Again, I kind of feel this is just the mystery. The Moon can represent mysteries, secrets, illusions. But if you're building something like a business or a career or even a relationship, you really don't ever know where it's going. And now I feel with the Sun that over here, there's much more clarity, or you're much more sure of where things are going in your life or how something is going to turn out. With the Chariot, you have the Three of Cups. Could represent a reunion, but I kind of feel this would be a new person. Three of Cups, both of these cards, Three of Cups and Ten of Cups, are both really good cards for community. So if you're like looking for help or assistance in your life, or if you're looking for someone who can help guide you, like in work or business, this could represent tapping into the power of your community so that you can get the help you need so that you can be more successful. With the Four of Wands, yes, you have the Ace of Cups, big love. Again, if you have your eye on a person, I would go for it. I feel like there is definitely a solid, happy connection here. This could definitely be like a connection of a lifetime for sure, based off the card. So I would go for it. Ace of Cups is overflowing joy, happiness, love. So it could be a real lover that you're attracting here. If you don't want love, and even if you do, the Ace of Cups in work and business and everything else can just be something that you can do endlessly, something that causes you to overflow. So again, you could be creating something in your life, work or business-wise, that just makes you more happy. With the Moon, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of commitment, like committing to one thing and making it happen. And I kind of feel that here, especially for those of you that are working on a project. Of course, it's a card of marriage. So like I said, there could be marriage potential with a new person. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, hold your vision. You have this meditate and contemplate card. I see something that is kind of like developing over time. Like I said, I feel you have a vision, and with the Moon card, it's almost as if you have not really been sure of how something is going to turn out. And I feel this is saying, well, as long as you hold your vision and as long as you meditate and tap in and listen to the messages you're getting, then things are going to turn out very well, clearly, because you have the Ten of Cups, the Justice card, and the Sun. The Ten of Cups is like blessings or happiness. I kind of do feel that you are more focused on being happy. You're more focused on just happiness in general and joy and things that bring joy into your life, which of course is going to attract more joyful things into your life. And like I said, if you want love, could be happy home, happy family. You have the Justice card here. Justice is cause and effect. It says pay attention to what works and what doesn't work. But justice could just be you feeling like things are balancing out. Like your life is kind of turning in your favor, or things are more going in a direction that you want them to in your life. And I feel this is going to be really good for you. So I love this for you, Cancer. I feel like there are a lot of blessings and just good stuff coming in for you. You have the Sun. The Sun, of course, is happiness and joy. So I do feel like there is a lot of happiness coming in for you and just good things in general. The Sun can represent blessings as well, so I do feel like there could be blessings off the Sun. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. Like I said, definitely love. So if you want love, this is one heck of a reading. Definitely could be an admirer or just a really solid love connection. With the Justice card, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, we see more justice in your finances. We kind of talked about it, how, the Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness, and I feel you could be improving your resourcefulness or making more money. With the Sun card, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, very good. Ten of Pentacles really is everything you want and desire in your life. It forms the tree of life. And so if you're attracting love, for example, this really says you could have it all. If you are just wanting to work on a project, it says the same thing, that you could be working on a project where you really have, you have it, quote unquote, have it all. Do we ever truly have it all? No. That defeats the purpose of life. But it says you could be working towards that. You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I feel a lot of you are, again, moving away from comfort zones with the chariot. You're just moving in new directions. So there you go. You have this mice card. It says discord among family or friends. Whenever we make big moves, there are always going to be people in our lives that like don't want us to move or don't want us to make big changes. So I don't think this is like a bad thing either. It's like people don't want to lose us. that just says that basically that just shows how awesome you are, Cancer. So I feel like this is saying like, yeah, there are going to be people that are going to try to not get you to do things. It's like my whole entire life I've dealt with this. I started my first business when I was 16. I had a fish tank cleaning business, right? I'm a Pisces. I love fish. Right? And it's like ever since then, I've had people that have told me how dangerous business is, how I'm going to lose my money, and blah, 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 all these things that could happen. Some of those things did happen, but guess what? I just started another business over again, right? So it's like people are always going to say things, but it's like they just don't want to lose you is basically what it is. You have this September card and this Rose card. It says romance is in the air. I feel like romance is in the air right now, but again, maybe you kind of make a deeper commitment to a person. I do kind of feel like if you just based off of the stuff here, it's like you could be meeting a person. Maybe it starts out a little slow. You just start talking and you kind of see how things go. So it might have a little slower progress, but that's not necessarily a bad thing either. You have this ear card that says good news. You could be just receiving good news. And you have this chain card. It says chain of events that will affect your life. So there you go. I feel like everything is adding up for you here, Cancer. But this looks really good. I love where this is going. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.